Yeah, I wanted to admit that, I had a really hard time last night with my family. I was like, had a really kind of crazy day, and I was really frustrated and yelling at my kids, and, wasn't on the same page with my wife. And I think a lot of times, like, especially when you're someone that is always so polished on Instagram and on social media, and I'm not saying I'm always polished. I'm just saying, like, I do my devotions and I go live, and I'm always so fired up for the Lord, and it always seems like I'm like clicking, man, like I've got it together. And I just want to jump on and say, no, I'm weak. Absolutely weak. I was literally yelling at my 8-year-old last night, to the point where I went to bed last night and I felt so guilty, convicted by the Lord. Could not wait to wake up in the morning. Then I get in the Word, and I'm reading the Word, and the Word is convicting my heart. I can't wait for the kid to wake up so I can apologize to him. And so I come home this morning, and me and my wife had it out about something silly, and just lack of communication, like when you're not on the same page, And it's just life, and it's marriage, and it's parenthood. It's all of these things, And no matter if we're pursuing the Lord, and we're all trying to get it right, but we have these days, we have these weeks, we have these seasons where we're just struggling, And I never want to get on here and paint some picture that I'm like, I've got it together, and I sit in front of that camera and I talk about Jesus, and I talk about reading the Word, and I talk about praying, and I talk about worshiping, and you're like, wow, Salim is like perfect. He's like that perfect Christian. It's like, no, I'm jacked up. I'm jacked. So I'm driving my kid to school this morning, and I'm literally like pleading with him to forgive me. And I'm like apologizing to an 8-year-old. Sorry, buddy. Like, I'm sorry I got upset with you. And I had to explain myself to him because I am a loose cannon. I'm in my family. This is what we call, like, there's the red and the green and the yellow and the blue. And all of my family members are different colors. I don't know. My wife had this thing, and she told me, and I'm the red in the family. One that's just fire all the time. So you can imagine this good fire that you see for Christ. Imagine this when it's like angry, and it's like, and I'm losing my cool, and I'm getting frustrated, and I got my tempers coming out. But the Spirit is so good to convict my heart and to tell me that I got to get it together, and that I got to put my pride to the side and show my son. I got to humble myself to my 8-year-old and say, buddy, I'm sorry. You know what I meant for good? When I got upset, I meant it for good, but it came out so wrong. And I am jacked up. And it helps him to understand that daddy's jacked. And I need grace. Not only do I need Jesus's grace, but I need my son's grace. And so a friend of mine was just saying, I'm so thankful you get on and you share your brokenness. It's like, no, that's the whole point of this page. Broken, jacked. And I want to encourage all of you to do the same, but also to understand that this guy that you see on this camera, man, I'm messed up. Just like you. And I don't have it all together. And I don't, pray enough. And I don't, always get in the Word with the right motives, and I don't always do everything with the right motives. Man, I'm a work in progress, just like you're a work in progress. And it's going to be a lifetime thing. That's the whole point of sanctification. It's that real spiritual word, but what it means is just maturity in the Lord. Like, we are constantly maturing. We're growing up, and I don't care how old you are, how young you are. It doesn't matter how new you are in Christ. I mean, it is a daily grind. And I always say you've got to beat your butt into submission. It takes a daily beating your butt into submission to get yourself, to get the to fight the flesh. And I don't have it all together, man, and I need fellowship, and I need all of you, to push and encourage me, just as I push and encourage you. And so, my friends, I appreciate y'all. I just wanted to get on and share with you that, as we're walking this thing out, I'm not ashamed to get on and share my bad, because if I can get on and share all the good, and I can look so polished on camera, and I can sit in front of a tripod with my little camera, and the lens is perfect, and like I'm sitting there and I got my hair done, looking good, and I'm out here looking like I got it together, but I ain't sharing the bad stuff. No, like, literally. I mean, I wish you could have seen me with my son in the car, and I'm literally like, hey buddy, about last night, And I didn't want to apologize. I'm like, man, he's 8. Like, I mean, what do I look like? I'm a grown man. I'm 40 years old. Like, what do I look like? I'm apologizing. About last night, buddy. I had to come out and be like, no, buddy. Like, I was stupid. Like, I was an idiot. Like, I was dumb. Like, I was immature. I was like literally acting like a fool. And in his, his little 8-year-old self, he was just like, Daddy, it's okay. I still love you. Like, quick to forgive. Like, he didn't even remember last night. And thank you so much for all your encouragement and all the support about this whole merch thing. The last thing I want to say about that, I never want you guys to think that this whole idea about this merchandise, shirts, hats, whatever else it becomes, that is so secondary to what this account is about. This account is and always will be about content that is pushing you into a relationship with Christ and drawing you into a deeper relationship with Jesus. That is the whole point. This whole idea of merchandise is absolutely an extension of this content. It is a shirt that tells a story. It is a hat that tells a story. It is a piece of clothing that can draw someone in to say, hey, what does that mean? Oh, well, let me share with you. I have this story. Because we're all broken and chosen, right? I have this story that I once was walking in darkness, and then, I met the creator of the universe, and he changed my life, and he redeemed me, and he gave me a new purpose. And now, because of that, I'm called out of darkness into light. I am broken and chosen to be an ambassador for Jesus. I mean, that's the story. All of us have a testimony. The Lord has saved every single one. Anybody who is walking in Christ, you have been freed from your chains. You have been saved by his beautiful grace, by his atoning blood that he shed on that cross. And so this merchandise, this idea of hat, maybe some joggers, I don't know, leggings, maybe some athletic gear, I don't know what it's going to turn into. It's going to be something, I think the Lord is going to bless it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I don't know. He'll shut the door and it's okay. I'll still do content. I'll still be sharing my Devos every Tuesday and every Friday and going live and doing straight talks, and going live with brothers and sisters on here to share our testimonies and our life and our passion for Jesus. That's the ultimate primary goal of this, and it will never change. I am the king of consistency. I will tell you that. And I will never sell out, ever. This is saying not even about a business or making money or anything. I don't care. At the end of the day, the goal, and to be honest, the goal of this whole thing is going to be to raise money to give to ministry. I have brothers and sisters all over around the world. Africa, I see Africa, India, Pakistan, these people, they've got ministries that they're not even 501c3s that we're used to in the United States that I give, and I get a little tax write-off and whatever. And a lot of people give just to get a tax write-off. These people are actually doing missionary work. They're feeding the homeless. They're feeding children that are in poverty. Like, they're serving and they're doing the work of Jesus. Those are the people I want to provide for, I want to give to. So that's another part of the story that we'll share as we work out the details. But a lot of these proceeds are going to go to that. Solving world hunger. People with no clean water. People who can't even take care of their families. Like, the kids are starving in the streets. Like, that breaks my heart when I see stuff like that. Human trafficking. Like, these are real world problems that are outside of my little bubble of whatever comfort that I'm living in. So, I really want you guys to understand there is something so deep seated, like, in the heart of what this is about, that it is beyond, a shirt or a hat. Like, it is way beyond that, the mission behind this. So, I know we didn't share a lot of that, but those details will come. But man, this is amazing. And I feel like God is on this. Jesus said to go and make disciples, go and teach, go and preach, go feed the children, go feed the homeless, go take care of the widows. I mean, we're called as the body to rise up and help be the change that we see. Politics aren't going to change the world. Trump's not going to change the world. Biden's not going to change the world. One world religion is not going to change the world. One world government is not going to change the world. The peace is not coming until Jesus returns and establishes peace. Only Jesus brings peace. Until then, we as the church are called to rise up and be creative with these minds, that intuition that the Lord has given us. He's called the church to be world changers. Outside of that, man, nobody's changing this world. We're called to usher in the kingdom. We're called to give people appetizers of the kingdom. The entree's coming. The feast is coming. But until then, guys, we're called to give people appetizers. We're called to be that guy that's like walking around with the thing. Like, you know, when you're at the party and you got the guy walking around with the hors d'oeuvres. This is the hors d'oeuvre. We're offering hors d'oeuvres. Like, hey, let me get you want a bacon wrapped scallop? Here you go. Boom. Like, taste of the Lord and see that it is good. Come on, man. There's so much going on here. Gosh, I got to share this.